You sat in the waiting room for 40 minutes. Your child missed their nap, the lobby TV was blaring, and when the doctor finally arrived, the visit lasted maybe 12 minutes. They checked a few boxes on a screening tool, smiled, and told you everything looks fine. Then you walked out to your car, strapped your toddler into their seat, and sat there staring at the steering wheel. The medical professional you trust just gave you a clean bill of health, but something in your gut is still setting off alarm bells. Your pediatrician sees a 12-minute snapshot under harsh clinical lighting, but as a parent, you see the 12-hour movie. You watch them in the kitchen, in the bathtub, at the grocery store, and out in the backyard. On this channel, we usually focus on the stewardship of your finances. Today, we are applying that same analytical rigor to stewarding something infinitely more valuable, your child's early development. Your parental intuition is a highly accurate, finely tuned instrument, and it deserves to be listened to. When a doctor says things look great at a checkup, they are not ruling out autism. They are simply stating that no glaring red flags jumped out in the brief window they had to observe. This timeline maps a systemic failure. Thousands pass the 18-month screening, only to receive an autism diagnosis at age 4. Look closely at that gap. Missing this elastic brain development phase means losing the most effective windows for early intervention. We are going to close that gap tonight with a 7-point audit. You do not need clinical tools or a medical degree to do this. You only need a notepad and the observation skills you already possess. The clinical system is structurally designed to look for obvious delays, which means it routinely misses subtle developmental gaps. Because these subtle signs only emerge during unstructured play in familiar environments, you are the only valid data collector for this timeline. Here is our first step, focusing on the name. Most 18-month-olds turn their head and make eye contact when called. In a clinic, a doctor says the name once. At home, you need to test this calmly, 3 separate times, in different rooms, without offering a snack or a bribe. If they ignore you or look right past you twice out of those 3 attempts, write it down. Step 2 looks at pointing, and this diagram shows exactly what the clinic checklist misses. The icon on the left is a request, pointing at a cookie because they want it. The icon on the right is joint attention. They point at a dog, then turn back to look at your face. One is a demand, the other is a shared conversation. Many autistic toddlers can do the first, but struggle with the second. Take your child for a walk and do not prompt them. Watch to see if they ever point at something interesting, purely to create a shared experience with you. Step 3 evaluates their words. A pediatrician will ask how many words your child says. 8 words sounds like a pass, but word count is entirely different from functional word use. Spend 1 hour tracking the why behind their language. Are they using a word to ask for help or comment on their environment? Or are they simply repeating a word from a television show to an empty room without any real communication exchange taking place? Step 4 is the wave. By 18 months, neurotypical toddlers have a vocabulary of pre-verbal gestures. They wave goodbye, shake their head no, nod yes, and reach up to be held. Developmental specialists rely on these as highly accurate early markers. Do a mental audit right now. List the gestures your child uses spontaneously across an average day, completely unprompted. If that list is empty, take note. A rapid medical checklist measures physical milestones. It cannot measure the subtle absence of an ongoing conversation, which is exactly what these first 4 steps reveal. As you can see here, Step 5 examines pretend play. When a child holds a banana to their ear like a phone, they are demonstrating mental representation. A banana stands for a phone. This is a massive cognitive leap. Autistic toddlers often bypass this for systemic play, like sorting blocks by color or spinning toy wheels. Both are valid forms of play, but only one is pretend. Sit on the floor for 10 minutes. Offer them a toy plate and a stuffed animal. Stay silent. Watch to see if they feed the animal or if they just arrange the objects into a pattern. Step 6 is sensory processing. Covering ears at the blender, gagging at certain textures, or staring at spinning fans for an hour are not behavioral phases. This is a nervous system describing its exact wiring to you. Write down every extreme physical reaction to a sound, texture, or movement you have noticed over the last 30 days. If that list hits 5 items, you have crossed a threshold worth investigating. Step 7 is your gut feeling. A parent's instinct is built from thousands of hours of constant observation, comparison, and attention. No medical professional has access to that much data. Write out one final list. Document every small, quiet thing you have been brushing off because well-meaning people told you not to worry. These missing moments, the absent gestures, the missing shared glances, the sensory reactions, do not make noise. A standardized test cannot catch them. Your pattern recognition is the only tool sensitive enough to see what isn't there. Look at this notepad. Take the data you just compiled, contact your doctor, and use the word referral. Ask for a developmental pediatrician or an early intervention program. Do not accept wait and see. Pushing for a second opinion is not paranoia. It is not a sign of disrespect toward your pediatrician. It is the ultimate act of stewardship over your child's life. If you know another parent sitting in a clinic parking lot, second-guessing their own instincts, send them this framework. Give them their power back. Your child is a whole, complete human being. Trusting your intuition tonight and opening the door to early intervention will alter the trajectory of their next 10 years.